Racism is self-hatred. Recently, I have joined the YMCA, right? And what I wanted to say is that in my area that I'm in, it's a predominantly white area, and what I want to do is just put a emphasis on that microaggression is very real, because I've never in my life really witnessed it as bad as I do now. For some reason, I do not know why, like, because I always knew, like, I don't even want to divide it, but I always knew that white people were racist, but I just never experienced it the way I do now for some reason. I'm not really sure, but I recently joined the YMCA in a predominantly white area, and when I tell you the microaggression is real, it's so real. Like, from me just, I remember I was on a call and I was sitting in the open area and I was on the phone, right? And I think they do this stuff, and I don't think they know what they're doing, or maybe they do. But I was on a call and they came right, the worker that works there and this Asian lady walked right in front of me and stood in front of me and started having a whole conversation while I was sitting there talking on the phone. And I'm like, do you not see me on the phone? So I had to get up and move. But it's just like, do you not see me on the phone? See, this is the type of stuff I'll be talking about. And they are, like, I literally had a microaggression. This old white man that I was sitting down on the bench on a call from one of my classes, right, on the Zoom call. And he comes and plops his stuff right next to me. Doesn't even acknowledge my presence. Doesn't even say nothing to me. And leaves, comes back and plops his behind right next to me, starts throwing his stuff around, and it hit my knee. Now, let me tell you something. He wanted a reaction from me. He wanted me to raise up and be the person that he thought I was. I don't know why. I never said one thing to that old man. I never said nothing. I finished my Zoom call, got up, and when I got up, he's like, oh, goodness. Oh, like, why? I'm not even bothering you, sir. I have not said anything to you. They're looking for something. They want to bait you into what's in their mind. And when I tell you, and see, God was with me that day, because it took everything in me not to get up and wrangle his. Anyways, that's what I'm saying. You can't get that out of me, sir. I have to, I'm trying to be, I'm trying to keep it cute. And so anybody would be offended by what he did. I wasn't offended. He wanted me to be offended. That's the thing. And see, I can see for real. I always say, it's always deeper levels to some things, to things. And what he wanted to bait me into whatever he had going on in his nasty ass head and mind and whatever he was dealing with. And it didn't happen. I left, went about my day. He did not affect me. He has to deal with God on that. That's between him and God, right? God saw it all. God saw what he did, and God saw his heart on it. And I know a lot of people don't believe in God. I know that a lot of people don't think that God is real and that he's seeing these things, but he does. And I gave it to God and I left. I went on about my business. But let me tell you, it's been a lot of that on my For You page. I do not know why. Is microaggression, that, and disciplining dogs for some reason. I don't know what my For You page is trying to tell me. But all I'm saying is, you have to be okay with the fact that people will be evil and ugly, right? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't say anything about you. It says everything about them. Racism is self-hatred. Racism can be destroyed when we choose to speak up, right, in the places that we need to speak up in. But in those situations, right, where people choose to be nasty and rude, when they want a responsive reaction, and we give them none by existing in a space that they believe that we shouldn't be existing in, and being in a space where they believe that we shouldn't be. That's what happens. Ignore their behinds, because that is exactly what they want. They want to be relevant in your world. When you start understanding that this is your world, right, and at the end of the day, whatever, and I'm not saying your world, your world of peace, your world, whatever the world that you are operating in outside of them, because they don't matter. And I'm just saying, from my perspective, when I give myself to God and I operate out of this sense of peace and my well-being, and I don't give that give the enemy, which is the hatred, the will of hatred that they're running off of, the energy of hate that they're running off of, because I know that makes you sick. They want you to be sick like them, to be running on that fuel of hatred. That decomposes your body faster than the speed of light. And I don't choose to be hateful towards you. And it's true. They teach their kids, they teach their children, they teach each other how to hate. That's not how the world works. I mean, that's not how our bodies work, and that's not how it should work. But unfortunately, okay. But the way that our body is set up, our body is made up to process and to be in vivaciousness and love. That's how God made us. And see, when you operate out of that on the other spectrum, that's when you deteriorate. You're deteriorating. You're sick. You become sick, get all type of diseases and stuff. And see, this is what they want. They want to race bait. They want to race bait you. They want you to sit up here, ignore them, because that's what they want. Anybody that's hateful, not even just white people. Anybody that's, because there's sometimes when I've noticed that it's different races. A lot of Latino women are racist towards me. A lot of Latino women. Why? I don't know. Never did nothing to them. But all I'm saying is that because they see you as low. That's what they do. I don't know why. I don't know who told them that. I don't know what, but that is how they see you. And when you show them that you're not, and when they get like in this frenzy. They don't know how to act. Like they want you to act like they want you to act as if what's in their head of you. And if you don't act like that, and if you don't, I'm telling you, even on my job, not my internship, they do the same thing. And it's anybody, right? But the microaggressions I get from white people, for real, that they don't want me to exist. See, that's a different thing. When somebody doesn't want you to exist. And I'm not saying all white people, but that's scary. When people don't want you to, that's deadly. That's a sickness. They don't want you to exist in their space. They don't want you to exist or be at all. And when you do that, when you do the very opposite that they want you to do, that's when they get hostile. I'm telling you, something's not right, because that should be studied. And white people are like that. I don't know. I wish I could figure it out. I would have to go to God and probably fast for 10 days so he can give me the answer. But I'm telling you, I don't know what it is with white people and the fact that they feel the need, right? I'm sorry, my blanket's right there. I don't know why they feel the need to be racist, and they don't want you to exist at all. They want you to be diminished, gone. They don't want you to exist in this world. And that's why they do the things that they do. And that's why the systematic oppression and racism is the way it is. They want to destroy us. But let me tell you something. God has given me Exodus. He's given me Pharaoh. And he's given me how God had us reproducing at such an alarming rate. And that they couldn't even keep up. So what they do, they systematically oppress you in your mind. You need to wake up, because at the end of the day, you have the power. They don't.